Hello everybody and welcome back. Root Beer here, looking at question number 22 in our grade 8 Gauss from 2011. So what have we got for question 22? In the diagram, each of the integers 1 through 9 is to be placed in one circle so that the integers in every straight row of three joined circles add to 18. The 6 and the 1 have been filled in. The value of the number represented by x is... So I like this. This is probably going to be sort of a nice little logic puzzle, trying to figure things out and fit things together. Now, adding up to 18. Let's copy our picture here, the little graph that they've got going on. Okay. Now, this 1 is kind of interesting to me. Because 1 has to add up, to get 18, you're very, very limited in what you can work with. If this 1 is here, then what do these two numbers left over have to be? Well, they've got to add up to 17, and there's really only one way you can use the digits 1 through 9, and two of them to get 17, and that would be 8 and 9. So one of these is 8, one of these is 9. I don't know which is which. Okay? That's kind of nifty. Okay, so we've got that nice little simplification. Now, either way we go, x adds with one of those to sort of figure out, or so we got another line here and another line here. X adds with those to make 18 another way. Okay. And you know what? I'm going to keep track of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and just keep track of what we've used. Now, I don't actually know where the 8 and the 9 are, but I do know whereabouts they're supposed to be. Okay, what else could we focus on? What could we look for? Okay, well, so I don't know which of these is 8 or 9, but one of them is 8 or 9, and so I'm sort of drawn to these two over here. Okay. Another thing we might do, especially if we're having trouble, if we're having difficulty trying to figure out where things are supposed to go, or what even the possibilities are. This is a trick I learned with magic squares, but you can easily apply here. And that's to figure out the possible ways to make 18. Now, this might be a bit exhaustive, or a bit exhausting, sorry. But you could have 1, 8, and a 9. You could have a 2, and then you'd have to make a 16 with that 2, right? Well, you can't make 16 with 2 8s, but you can do it with a 7 and a 9. How about if I have a 3? Well, I've got to have 15, so either it's a 6 and a 9, or it's a 7 and an 8. Well, how about a 4? Well, the other two have to add up to 14, so that's 5 and a 9. Or 6 and an 8, right? How about 5? Well, then you'd have to add up to 13, and so you're going to have 5, 6, and 7, and that's it. You can't really do anything. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, you could, but you'd have 4 and 9 again, and that sort of a thing. So these are the only ways you can actually make 18. So rather than go back, I'll just redraw the picture a bit. So there's 1 over here. 1 is only in one sort of lineup. And that's because there's only one way to make 18 with 1. Now, notice that there's also only one way to make 18 with 2. Do we see anything else that's only got one line connected to it? Well, yeah, this one here. This one here, although we already know this is a 6. Okay. And then we've also got this one over here. Okay? So 2 can't go here, because then it would be in 2 different sums. Okay? 2 could also, I guess, go here, and be in 2 different sums that way, or be in one sum that way. But 2 can't go here, 2 can't go here, 2 can't go here. we got a few places that 2 could go. Okay, and so we could maybe try figuring things out that way. Just clean up a little bit here. Okay. Now, 8s and 9s appear in lots of places, so, is there one that's most common? Notice that this square over here has to be part of 3 different sums. Well, 9 appears in 4 different sums, 8 appears in 3 different sums, so that doesn't really narrow things down either. We might just want to take a guess at some point and say, okay, I'm going to guess that 9 is here, and that means 8 has to go here. Okay, so, so 6 and 9 and 3. 6 and 9 aren't lined up at all, so this sum could never happen. And so now there's sort of only one way you can get 3. 3 has to go with 8 and with 7. Okay. Well, if I put 3 up here, then it's in 2 different sums, so I guess 3 would have to go down here, and 7 would have to go up here, and then that would put 5 here. Now that looks very convincing, but we don't have the rest of the thing filled out, so maybe there's some mistake I'm making that I just can't see. So I best fill in the rest of it and make sure that assumption of 8 and 9 works out just fine. Okay? If not, then I'll know, oh, this doesn't work out, swap the 8 and the 9, and I should be able to get my answer for x and then. Okay? Sometimes when you do a logic puzzle, you just got to take a guess and see where it goes. Alright, so if that's 8 and that's 5, well, I don't see any sums that have 8s and 5s in them, actually. So that's kind of interesting. So I don't think that can be done. 9 and 5, this would have to be 4. And what digit am I missing? 2. Well, that definitely isn't going to work. So we actually have made a mistake. I wasn't anticipating that, but... okay, so that means 8 and 9 can't go where we first thought. So let's switch them up. So we had 8 here, let's put 9 here and an 8 here. Okay. Now this one's back in play. And 6, again, 6 and 9 aren't together in any way. So that, again, sort of eliminates this one. I know I just erased it. I just brought it back into play, but it still isn't working for us. And I guess we could have observed that no matter where 8 and 9 are, 6 is way too off to the side. Now, again, 3 only appears with one possibility, 3, 7, and 8. So either 3 is here or 3 is up here. But 9 and 3 don't go together. So I guess the 3 has to be up here, and that means this one has to be 7. So we've got 2 over here, 5 up here, and then 4 down here, and everything looks good. Which one is x? It's 7. Okay, we just had to chase it around a little bit. Definitely being organized with the different possible sums that can give you 18 is a good idea. But there we go. We get our answer of C. And that's question number 22. On we go to question number 23. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you for question 23 next time.